Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled to have you here today. We are going to jump straight in and unpack some absolutely fascinating source material that uncovers the hidden power dynamics of our everyday interactions. We're talking about those subtle, almost invisible psychological currents that literally dictate how much respect you command in a room. We'll be looking closely at the concept of emotional authority and how mastering your own internal state is essentially the ultimate key to navigating the external world. All right, let's get right to it. Okay, let's dive into this. The source material hits us right out of the gate with a brilliant realization. Most of us have a deeply flawed idea of what manipulation actually looks like. We tend to think manipulation only happens in tense thriller movies or highly toxic relationships or tucked away inside the pages of some dark psychology book. But honestly, the truth is much deeper and way more common. The reality is you are being secretly tested every single day. People are doing it without even saying a word about it directly. And the crazy part? Most people are failing these tests without even realizing they're taking an exam. Which brings us to our first section, the hidden social tests, identifying the invisible boundaries. Human beings naturally observe your confidence and emotional control through small, everyday situations. Just take a look at the examples we have listed right here. It's when someone suddenly interrupts you right in the middle of a sentence. It's when they casually leave your message on read. Maybe they make a small, slightly disrespectful joke at your expense. Or they cancel plans at the absolute last second. Or, and I'm sure we've all experienced this one, they suddenly change their behavior towards you after seeing you improve in life. Consciously or entirely unconsciously, through these tiny little actions, people are testing your boundaries. They're probing your confidence, your emotional reactions, and ultimately your self-worth. The core psychological reason behind this behavior is just fascinating. See, human beings are constantly trying to map where they stand socially compared to others. It's literally wired into our DNA. We always want to know our place in the hierarchy. Because of this, everyday social behavior often transforms into a hidden power game. And you know what? The people who cannot control their emotions are usually the ones who lose these silent battles, and they're completely oblivious as to why it's even happening. The moment someone sees that your mood or your inner peace can be easily controlled by them, they unconsciously drop their level of respect for you. Moving right along to section 2, the reactive trap. Why reacting instantly drains your energy. Failing those hidden social tests comes with a heavy, heavy cost. If you fall into this trap, you become an emotionally reactive person, and life just feels totally chaotic. You feel drained, you feel ignored, and you feel manipulated because you respond instantly to absolutely everything. Every little piece of criticism hurts you. Every passing opinion totally affects your mood. Every minor rejection just breaks you mentally. You're constantly bouncing from one emotional crisis to the next, entirely at the mercy of how other people treat you. Over time, people start sensing that emotional weakness, and they treat you accordingly. Honestly, it is just an exhausting way to live. And this brilliantly illustrates the difference. Over on the left, we've got the emotionally reactive person. Their mood is easily controlled, they lose respect, and they are constantly drained. But take a look at the right side. Strong people operate entirely differently. They're emotionally strong. They don't just react to everything. Instead, they observe first. They stay calm under pressure, and by doing so, they protect their energy. Let's transition over to section 3, redefining real confidence, breaking the myth of loud behavior. Here's a harsh truth that nobody really teaches you, and honestly, it is a massive paradigm shift. Confidence is not loud behavior. Real confidence is emotional stability. Just think about that for a second. Real confidence isn't about being the loudest voice in the room or aggressively thumping your chest. It is the profound, quiet ability to stay entirely grounded and unbothered, even when people actively try to provoke you, disrespect you, or put pressure on you. This profound emotional stability builds into what the source outlines as a cycle of psychological power. I like to call it the unpredictability loop. It works like this. Step 1, you exhibit emotional control by simply staying calm. Step 2, because you aren't reacting the way people expect you to, you suddenly become psychologically unpredictable to them. And step 3, unpredictable people naturally appear stronger in social situations. That calmness, it creates a powerful aura. Once you understand this loop, your entire social life changes. You stop seeking everyone's approval. You stop over-explaining yourself. You just stand firm. Now, I need to make a very, very important clarification here. The source text is crystal clear. This does not mean becoming cold or mean or fake. Not at all. But it does challenge a major mistake people make, which is thinking that kindness alone is enough. Actually, scratch that. It's more like thinking kindness without boundaries is enough. Because kindness without boundaries often attracts disrespect instead of appreciation. Being emotionally strong means recognizing that being nice without having a backbone is basically an open invitation for people to cross your lines. So the crucial point is this: stop over-explaining and start understanding human nature. The world treats emotionally weak people very differently than emotionally strong people. When you become mentally aware of these dynamics, that awareness acts like a shield. It actively protects you from manipulation, from fake respect, and from all those exhausting emotional games we discussed a minute ago. And that brings us to our final section, Section 4, Mastering Silent Power, Actionable Boundaries for Emotional Authority. According to our source material, emotionally intelligent people develop very specific habits to manifest this silent power. As we can see, they know exactly when to stay silent. They know when to just walk away from a provocation. And most importantly, they know when to stop giving their energy completely to a situation or a person. Silence isn't just the absence of noise, Silence itself becomes an incredible, tangible power when it's used correctly as a boundary. The text actually describes this new mindset as a dangerously effective awareness. And I absolutely love that phrasing, because it is dangerous in the best possible way. Once you truly understand human psychology at this level, you stop taking everything so personally. You start seeing people and those hidden tests they throw at you much more clearly. And the ultimate result? People can no longer control your emotions as easily as they did before. You become the absolute master of your own internal landscape. Which leaves us with this final provocative question. Are you ready to master people by first mastering yourself? I want you to think back to a recent situation where someone tested your patience or your confidence. How did you react? And more importantly, how will you react next time, armed with this new knowledge? Awareness alone can change the way you move through life starting today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. If this opened your eyes, don't just ignore it, use it. Stay focused, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.